Yeah, off Maumee, yeah.
Was it the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got there and I saw all the lines and I was like, oh my god.
I texted.
You almost turned around.
Yeah, that's...
Hallelujah.
I wouldn't blame you.
1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Irish tune. We have a fan. All right, off we go. Irish tune.
What's your plan to?
feels like yesterday, Parrot. Sorry about the sun, guys. It's suffering there. All right, back to the front.
I think we're doing dramatic.
Let us do. Oops, sorry. Legends of Glory.
Oh. Is it what you guys did?
Our signal to start is when the clock
Did we play that
chimes.
concert or the concert before?
Right after that.
I think our winter concert we played this.
Okay, Legends of Glory.
No, we played this last concert. SCCB, did we play this last? Okay, not even gonna ask now.
On string. Up close. Time for the ceremonies.
What's the first song we're playing this in?
It's just the walk on.
This is the pomp and circumstance.
Oh, we're playing this
Pomp and
when they
circumstance
walk in
should
and when
be
they walk
ready.
off. I'm just gonna
This one, just this one they walk.
Now listen, guys, I brought my camera, so I expect some posing when we're done here. Okay?
Oh man.
I'm just gonna use my bone first on my chair.
There's some tiny water bottles on this. Just to see what.
Those were just left in my stand. Would you like one? I'll sell you one.
No, I have my own water
You
bottle.
have your own water bottle?
I'll buy one.
I'll get one for
What do
free.
you want?
I'll trade you for a. I'll trade you
I'll
for
give you a piece of gravel.
That's a fair price.
I'll give you one piece of.
Being on time for the
There's a piece of gravel.
How about not quitting the viola? Is that a
Yeah, how about
price?
I'll
How about not quitting the
How about showing
viola?
up?
Going once, going twice.
Yeah. I'll give you a piece of gravel for that.
Yeah, see, we don't
doesn't
get it
accept
because
that
we don't have
currency.
Sorry,
priority.
that's all I got.
We don't have priority here, it's fine.
This is a special piece of gravel right here.
Right.
There's the. All right.
Okay, let's. Oh,
You ready,
pop
guys?
to me now.
And once again, if your arm falls off, just take a breather. But don't two people at the same time take a break. All right.
The turbulence.
We don't really need this.
Expensive building. Faculty can't find
This is the one time I see her in dress. And it's the same dress every year.
Here we go.
You may be seated. Good evening, families, friends, faculty and staff, and our graduating class of 2022. On behalf of the Maumee Valley Country Day School Board of Trustees, I'm honored to welcome you to the 138th graduation exercises, a Maumee Valley tradition since 1884. Joining me on stage this evening will be Mrs. Diana Block, President of our Board of Trustees, our Head of Upper School, Dr. Molly Masick, and our distinguished alumnus speaker, Erica Cartledge, Maumee Valley Class of 2001. Thank you all for helping me this evening. Our tradition at Maumee Valley is to have our entire faculty and staff from all 4 divisions participate in the graduation procession. We have our faculty present to acknowledge the important role that each teacher and advisor has played in the development and nurturing of the class of 2022. The Maumee Valley faculty is an exceptional group of educators. As teachers, coaches, and mentors, they work passionately on behalf of our students. Faculty and staff, please stand so that we can give you all of our thanks for inspiring and shaping the young minds before us. Tomorrow we will hold an end-of-the-year meeting with faculty and staff to celebrate those who have been here for their milestones of 5, 10, 15, and beyond. And this year we have 4 faculty members with a collective 91 years at Maumee Valley who will be retiring. Faculty, please stand as your name is called. Tom Seberg has taught strings for 10 years. He's back in the trees. Though Tom has been associated with Maumee Valley for over 40 years as both a parent and a spouse. David Hansen has taught our higher level math for 18 years. David. Kitsy Choka, our pre-K and JK teacher, graduated from Maumee Valley and then taught here for 28 years. Unfortunately, she can't be with us tonight due to illness. And last but not least, Terry Herman, who has taught and coached at Maumee Valley for 35 years. Thank you all for uplifting our students and helping them reach their potential. Before we honor the members of the class of 2022 today, I would like to thank the parents and guardians who have joined us on this journey. Whether you've been here for 2 years or 15, we thank you for sharing your children with us and for giving us the honor of working with them during this important phase of their life. We have grown to love each one of them as our own, and we are excited to celebrate them with you today. Seniors, let's give your parents and families a big round of applause for their encouragement and support of you. Most importantly, I'd like to turn my attention to the class of 2022, this incredible group sitting before us. This class is remarkable, fierce, and a talented group. They have shown us time and time again that they will fight for what is right, for justice and equity. They will uphold the downtrodden and work to make our community and our world a better place. They have found their voices and their passions, and I have no doubt that they will take them loudly with them on their journey. They have learned to be resilient through the pandemic and to respectfully ensure that they get what they deserve. They have led our student body well, and they have excelled in the classroom while shepherding those who follow them. They have also excelled on the courts, the fields, on the stage, in the studio, and we could not be more proud of their individual and collective accomplishments. And we say to them this evening, simply, until we meet again. As a class, you are ready. You are prepared, and you are destined for amazing things. Never lose your moral compass, your ability to think for yourself, and your determination to do what is right. Most importantly, remember that everyone here this evening is with you in your corner and along for your journey. never hesitate to reach out to one of us. You may always rely on those here at home at Maumee Valley. At the Upper School Honors Assembly several weeks ago, we recognized the many accomplishments of our senior class, including cum laude, the seal of biliteracy, academic honors, athletic honors, and artistic achievements. So those are recapped in your graduation program this evening. But we have one last award to be given, and that is the Head of School Award. The Head of School Award is presented annually in recognition of a senior who has combined a strong academic record with strength of character, leadership and citizenship, and who has contributed in a significant way to the general good of the school. The recipient of this award is nominated by the faculty and approved by the head of school. Grace Lee, please join me at the podium. You can just come.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right there. Grace, you have been an integral part of this community since you stepped foot into our Early Learning Center so many years ago. Each year, you have grown in stature and in confidence to become a thoughtful and inquisitive community member. You have excelled academically and taken our most demanding courses across multiple disciplines. A committed member and invaluable leader of our string ensemble, you have guided the ensemble from your position as first chair. Each of your upper school years, you've been an active participant in the Global Leadership Program and a dedicated member of our Student Council. A Cum Laude Society inductee, as well as a recipient of the Ohio Seal of Biliteracy for your outstanding proficiency in the Spanish language, you have demonstrated the habits of mind of an inquisitive and outstanding scholar. Yes, that's an impressive list, is it not? I could keep going, but what stands out most about Grace is not her vast array of interests, but the incredible depth in which she has pursued each of her passions. Your passion for music has been evident through your continuous involvement not only with the string ensemble and the chamber strings, but also with your dedication to the Toledo Youth Orchestra, your leadership as a concert master at MV for the last 2 years, and your 2-time nomination to the All-State Orchestra, as well as the countless near-professional performances with which you have enthralled us. When it comes to your passion for science, you have slain our most challenging courses and pursued independent studies doing lab work in different fields of cancer research. You've participated in medical trips to Guatemala during your summers with an organization out of UT, and have participated in the Global Public Service Academy trip to Guatemala with the school. You were able to interact with the patients in Spanish, while also providing basic medical care to them. On that trip, it was obvious that your passion extended beyond the sciences, beyond the classroom, and your ability to perform the clinical work that was required. Even as a sophomore, we saw that you understood the responsibility that you had to make a difference in our world. Through your student council participation at Maumee Valley as a class representative for 2 years and as student body co-president with Jack, you have demonstrated that you understand that it is not just about leading a group of people, but more importantly, it's about stepping down and working beside them. You have organized countless events, attended weekly meetings, and led all of our assemblies. You are generally interested in the well-being of each community member, and you have continuously advocated for a positive school environment. As an academic, a problem solver, a compassionate shoulder to cry on for a peer, a person to study with, a reassuring peer tutor for younger students, an active community member, and an outstanding student, Grace, you embody all that we hold dear at Maumee Valley. Thank you for leading us to become a better place. Please join me in congratulating Grace Lee, the recipient of the Head of School Award. Each year, the senior class leaves a legacy through their senior class gift. I would like to invite Aaron Evans and Danny Norick to present the class gift.
Oh. Ladies, gentlemen, all of our wonderful graduates, Aaron and I would first like to congratulate all of you for making it to this point. You endured the awkward advent that is freshman year, the constantly shifting complexities of COVID-19 throughout your sophomore and junior years, and the dreaded calls of the salacious siren that is senioritis for this past year. Not to mention essays, standardized testing, final exams, college applications, sports, extracurriculars, and the commitments of your personal lives. These experiences of all kinds have distinguished you all as phenomenal students, citizens, and above all, as phenomenal people that will go out into universities and communities all over the world and make a difference there, just as you have in ours. Secondly, we would like to congratulate you for the we would not only like to congratulate you for the physical successes that you have garnered throughout your time here, including the diploma that you will shortly receive from the school, but we would like to congratulate you on surviving the mental and emotional stresses that come with these 4 years of high school. Saying that high school is hard is an understatement, and to thrive in this environment in the way that all of you have is worth a congratulations in itself. You not only survived the gauntlet that is 4 years of high school, but you did it in a small private school where you knew everyone. They're good, they're bad, and they're ugly, and everyone knew you in the same way. You did it when you had forgotten what the lower halves of many of your peers' faces actually looked like. I want to emphasize to you all that normal high school is hard enough. And the high school careers of the class of 2022 were certainly not normal. Despite everything, the class of 2022 bloomed throughout the years like a dandelion growing between the concrete slabs and the sidewalk. We took care of ourselves. We lifted each other up from a safe 6-foot distance, of course. We laughed together, we cried together, we dined together, and we took on the world together. Whether it was an AP exam nobody really wanted to take or the Maumee Valley Ottawa Hills basketball game, the class of 22 was persistent, strong-willed, and confident. All qualities that will allow these graduates to pursue their dreams in college and beyond. As I hand it over to Aaron for his words and for the presentation of our senior gift, from one member to all of you, thank you for being you. Thank you for growing and changing and enduring and being here for one another. And most of all, thank you for being the best class of Maumee Valley Hawks that I could ask for.
One of the greatest things about Maumee Valley is the tight sense of family. As Danny explained, all of us in the class of 2022 have shared so many memories together. And personally, these memories are some of my most treasured possessions that I have gained from my time here. Even just in high school, events like Fall Fest, Spring Fling, and everything in between are perfect opportunities to not only hang out with your friends, but to meet new ones as well. Over the past 2 years, these types of events have been harder to pull off safely, but we persisted. And even now, as strange as it seems to say, that we can see a light at the end of the tunnel, we can. I think we can all agree that if we got one positive thing over the last 2 years, it was a greater appreciation for the safety of the outdoors. So, the senior class will be funding a new brick patio for the fire pit on the Anning lawn. This space is already used as a community gathering spot during social events here on campus, so we wanted to give it a makeover and have an even better spot for people to spend time with those they care about, but also have a warm spot to relax when the nights get cold. As we, the class of 2022, leave Maumee Valley Country Day, we want to reciprocate the same feeling that we were welcomed with when we first walked through the door. Love, warmth, and a deep feeling that no matter how far we travel, this will always be a home away from home. Thank you. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Aaron. I know we're all going to enjoy that fire pit upgrade. Each year, the graduating class also selects student speakers to represent their class and present the final student address. This year, we welcome Wesley Foster and Mia Westfair to the podium to present the senior class remarks.
As tradition demands, Wesley and I thank you all on behalf of the class of 2022 for joining us to celebrate this milestone. As some of our friends, family, teachers, and peers may recall, together we also delivered the speeches for our lower and middle school graduations. Today, we are honored to claim 3 for 3. That means we're qualified speechwriters. Got that?
We're definitely qualified to comment on the character of our class. I'm sure that everyone's telling us that we're bright, ambitious, passionate young people about to change the world. At least, they better be. But We know it was a struggle marked by cramming, coffee, and crying to get here. And no, we're not talking about getting here from a Pennsylvania rest stop. No, what we refer to are the times
When the fire drill went on for 40 days and 40 nights, flashing lights and invisible smoke, and we had to cope with blaring noise and interruptions to our class time as if that hadn't already happened enough. But lucky for us, we'd also already learned to balance safety with the need to cancel out the noise of undue disturbances in favor of moving forward with focus.
What we refer to is when Fall Fest was canceled 3 1/4 times, and the posters began to spontaneously correct themselves in red Sharpie. And we learned to respect the forces of nature that conspire against us, as well as appreciate the hard work that our peers put into building our community. Not just student council, but MSA, GSA, Afro-Am, environmentalist, investment, young entrepreneurs, Quizbowl, Model UN, TEDx, writing, philosophy, tarot, robotics, speech and debate, yearbook, prom-com, newspaper, Young Dems, chess, and dance club. Am I missing any clubs?
Ahem.
I didn't forget any programs, right? Good. A supreme patchwork of student life to be proud of. Anyway, what we refer to are the profound changes the school underwent and us alongside it. Gone are the days of the Dr. Eris advisee always winning the international lunch. Vanished is the era of Raleigh's advisee always winning the Halloween door decorating contest. It's a new epic in many spooky ways, more than we wish to expound on in here. After all, it's scary to be afraid.
And sometimes it's scarier to admit we're afraid about change, about leaving this place and these people who've grown alongside us, for us, around us, through us.
But our class prides itself on being laid back and unruffled, or so I'm told. I've never witnessed a class crying meltdown. However, I hear they've occurred, allegedly. Point being, we are determined to go down as the chillest class that has ever cooled these halls, much more efficiently than whatever's going on with our HVAC system. Much love to the folks who do the daily battle to keep our school maintained.
But even our blood boils to think of what's been taken away from us. The trips abroad we missed, dissections we could have performed in person, the time we could have spent with the people we care about most. Whether that be our friends, our family, including Wesley's cousin Max, Romans, countrymen. In many ways, we went to sleep starry-eyed sophomores and woke up as adults, as our parents and guardians will surely agree. I mean, this maturity level, unmatched.
It's all taught us that some things you have to take for yourself. Sometimes you have to wrestle with the circumstance, not because you're guaranteed to win, but because you have to say you fought in spite of losing. Sometimes we just can't sit back and be chill.
Maumee Valley has ensured that we're not helpless, not hopeless. Few good things will happen upon us without a fight. Sure, the love and support of everyone here and Mr. Barton's beard may be notable exceptions, though perhaps there are struggles yet untold. But the point is, the work we put forth to stand here today, the long road stretching into higher education and careers, the world we want to live in, they're all going to demand so much more from us.
And equally, we're going to demand so much from the world and from ourselves. This self-advocacy, this capacity to criticize with compassion and critical thinking, these are tools we're taking with us. Whenever facts evade our memory, if we can hold on to anything, it's our ability to think. Our security blanket against all the scary and exciting things we're about to face.
This patchwork quilt of a class has brought us warmth these 4+ years. We made each other sweat in a warm and fuzzy way, and also a competitive way. And there's undeniable beauty in each of the unique patterns we interweave, individually and together. Each little bit of us, each scrap of each other we'll cling to long after the edge is afraid will give us comfort and courage moving forward, to view changes as neither friend nor foe before getting to know them, to be chill when things need to cool off, and fiery with determination when troubles arise.
And determined, as always, to be worthy of your expectations and our own. To be the incredible,
Awesome,
gracious,
glorious,
majestic,
interesting,
inspiring,
stupendous,
phenomenal,
persistent,
strong-willed,
and confident.
MB alums that we were always destined to be.
To Maumee Valley, thank you for being the thread that bound these incredible,
Awesome,
gracious people all together.
To our families, thank you for providing the fabric and stretching us and yourselves when it was most needed.
To our peers, thank you for being an irreplaceable part of this patchwork quilt. May we all commit to keeping a corner of this class in our hearts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wesley and Mia. Let's give all of our student speakers another round of applause. Next, I would like to invite Kevin Ludwig to the piano to sing for us Only a Lifetime.
All right, I'm going to preface this by saying I have not yet practiced this with the wings of my graduation gown, but hopefully it goes well. This is, I wanted to put this along with a thank you to all of my class here who have been amazing friends and family over the past 4 years. And so here's a little piece of advice for everybody as we part ways. Thank you for a wonderful 4 years. How do you know if you've done everything right? Is it the love you have at hand or the cash you kiss at night? How do you know if it was worth it in the end? Did every second really count? Were there some you shouldn't have spent on anything but anyone you love? Is this the life that you were dreaming of? A movie night, a yellow light, you're slowing down and days are adding up. So don't waste the time you have waiting for time to pass. It's only a lifetime, it's only a while. It's not worth the anger you felt as a child. So don't waste the time you have waiting for time to pass. It's only a lifetime, it's not long enough. You're not gonna like it without any love, so don't waste it. I'm unimpressed by the people preaching pain in the sake of some small gain, in the sake of someone's name. I'm unprepared for my loved ones to be gone. Call them way too often now. Worry way too much about mom. So don't waste the time you have waiting for time to pass. It's only a lifetime, it's only a while. It's not worth the anger you felt as a child. So don't waste the time you have waiting for time to pass. It's only a lifetime, it's not long enough. You're not gonna like it without any love, so don't waste it. It's family and friends, and that's the truth. The fountain doesn't give you back your youth. It's staying up too late at night and laughing under kitchen lights so hard that we start to cry. So don't waste the time you have waiting for time to pass. It's only a lifetime, it's not long enough. You're not gonna like it without any love, so don't waste it.
Thank you so much, Kevin. This evening, we're fortunate to be joined by alumna Erica Cartledge, Maumee Valley class of 2001, who was chosen by the senior class to be our commencement speaker. Erica is the director of major gifts at the Key School, a private independent school located in Annapolis, Maryland. Much like Maumee Valley, Key engages young children from preschool all the way through 12th grade in a progressive, coeducational college preparatory program. In her role as Director of Major Gifts, Erica is responsible for qualifying, cultivating, soliciting, and stewarding donors and prospective donors in support of funding priorities at Key School. Erica spent 13 years in the finance industry before Key and was a business development officer with the Glenmead Trust Company, focusing on partnering with endowments, foundations, and nonprofit organizations. Prior to joining Glenmead, Erica worked as a marketing associate at Turner Investments, where she managed general marketing responsibilities and supported the acquisition and retention initiatives for asset management clients. She previously held business development and marketing positions with Aberdeen Assets Management and SEI Investments. Erica is also the CEO of Your Chic is Showing, where she helps her clients elevate confidence using fashion and style. Erica has a certificate in image consulting and nearly a decade of styling experience. She has styled and educated hundreds of people through one-on-one personal styling services, as well as workshops, masterclasses, webinars, and publications. Erica is a 2001 graduate of Maumee Valley and a 2005 cum laude graduate of Howard University. Erica resides in the Washington, D.C. metro area with her husband, Roger, and their 3 children, Roger, London, and James. Please join me in welcoming Erica Cartledge.
Wow. It feels amazing to be standing here with you all today. Now, before I get started, I want to invite everyone to just pause and take in this incredible moment. Allow yourself to acknowledge how you're feeling, to absorb the sights, the sound, the smell of this moment. Picture those who have gathered around you to celebrate this milestone, and allow yourself to be fully engulfed in the day. No, seriously, close your eyes. All of you, close your eyes. Take a minute, build the memory. I'll wait. Inhale. Now exhale. Now open your eyes. You're probably wondering, why did she have me do that in the middle of graduation? It's simple. Because moments and memories are fleeting. And 21 years from now, when one or more of you is standing in front of the class of 2043, which, gee, that feels far away, I want you to have a warm, fond, incredibly happy memory of your day today in 2022. I want a smile to spread across your face as you remember the sun setting in the background. I want you to remember the birds chirping as the background to your day. And so I asked you to pause because in general, we don't do that enough. Just stop and smell the roses. And as you find yourselves becoming adultier and adultier, not a word, but it will be today, you will find yourself pausing less and less. So pause and enjoy the moment. Today is an incredible, incredible day. It's what I call an honor of my life day. One of those days where something really, really special happens and you just feel lucky and so honored to be a part of it. Other honor of my life days include the day I followed in the footsteps of giants and first stepped foot on the historic and hallowed campus of Howard University, the day I married my sweet, kind, make you laugh so hard you cry husband Roger, which is coincidentally the same day I became bonus mom to our 2 oldest children, Roger and London, and it also includes the day our youngest son, James, was born. So thank you to the board, to the faculty, to the staff, and most importantly, to the class of 2022 for allowing this day to join the honor of my life ranks. As mentioned, my name is Erica Cartledge, and I'm a 2001 graduate of Maumee Valley Country Day School. 21 years ago, I sat where you're sitting now, full of excitement and hope, resolve and determination, and, if I'm honest, a little bit of fear and trepidation. If I had to hazard a guess, I suspect that you might be feeling that too. But here's the good news. You're going to be just fine. Of this, I am sure. It's a funny thing, getting invited back to speak at your alma mater and deliver the commencement address. My mind immediately started swirling with thoughts about my own time at Maumee Valley, my favorite memories from being a student here, and everything I gained and learned to prepare to live my current life. I started thinking about all of the gifts that Maumee Valley left with me during my tenure. And I, of course, contemplated what words and gifts I could give to you as you move on to the next chapter of your lives. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I am a list girl. I make a to-do list almost every day, and sometimes I even put things I have already done on that list just for the satisfaction of crossing it out. So, guess what? Today, you guys are getting a list. Now, this isn't a boring list or a list of things you have to check off to be a successful adult. It's a simple list of a few ideas and concepts that I hope you'll revisit every now and then. A list to help you navigate the next days, months, and years of your lives. A little list of insights gathered from the last 2.5 decades of my life that I hope can help you navigate the next 2.5 decades of yours. It's a list of 5 things I hope you'll always remember as you get adultier and adultier. Number 5, remember the gift that Maumee Valley is and what your time here has given you. I know that when you are in the thick of school, especially high school, it can be hard to see the forest for the trees. But truly, the time we spend at Maumee Valley is a gift, even if it takes us a few years to realize it. So many of us gain so much from our time at Maumee Valley. Of course, at the time of my own graduation, I didn't realize the gifts I'd received from Maumee Valley. I was singularly focused on getting out of Toledo and starting my next chapter at Howard University. But now, more than 20 years later, I realize the beautiful, incredible, life-changing gifts I received during my time here. Like the gift of enduring friendship, the kind of friends who, in the summer of 2020, in the midst of a global pandemic and a worldwide social justice movement, said, "Hey girl, we have a summer house and I just wanted to give it to you for a week so you can take your mind off of everything, including dodging the coronavirus with an infant, navigating racism, and just, being Black in America." The kind of friend who shares in your pain, weeps when you weep, but then also arms herself and her family with the information and knowledge to make this world a better, safer place for your children to exist in. The kind of friends who choose to amplify your voice and the voice of people of color everywhere over their own, because she has the platform and the social capital to affect change, and has always been someone who always strives to do the right thing. And the kind of friends who, at this point, have become chosen family, where you've navigated the ins and outs of college, graduate school, jobs, career changes, tragedy, triumph, weddings, babies, marriage, and everything in between. Lena, Hopi, and Sarah, you are my gifts. Maumee Valley also gave me the gift of fashion. Without Maumee Valley and a fateful fashion design winterim in January of 2001, I would not be standing before you as a personal stylist, image architect, and the CEO of Your Chic is Showing, where I help my clients cultivate their confidence through fashion and style. It was during that winterim, while visiting Issey Miyake's showroom in New York, becoming engulfed in Vera Wang's atelier, and surrounding myself with over 400 pieces from Mr. Giorgio Armani himself, that I realized that I could make a legitimate career out of something that I loved so much. Maumee Valley, and specifically Mr. Earl Gordon, gave me that gift. Now, quite obviously, Maumee Valley also gives each student the gift of a stellar education. We all know this. However, when we are knee-deep in papers, exams, homework, it is really difficult to fully appreciate the exceptional level of college and life preparation that we are receiving. So for me, the first time I realized what I'd been given was during my freshman year at Howard. My roommate came back to our dorm room lamenting about all the books she'd have to buy for her English and Composition 101 class. I grabbed her book list, looked at her grinning, and said, "You don't have to buy any of these. I read most of them in high school. We'll just have my mom send them to us." So my mom, with the help of Maumee Valley, was Amazon before Amazon was Amazon. Maumee Valley made college easier for me. I was prepared. That is a huge gift that every one of our Maumee Valley instructors gives to us. And to Mrs. Barthold, Mr. Lundholm, Mr. Cambisius, and Spran, Cora, my roommate, really thanks you for that gift. My time at Maumee Valley was such a gift that our family is enrolling our children into an independent school in Maryland. We're excited for both of our boys to begin this fall and for them to start receiving gifts of their very own. If you take nothing else from today's list, remember that Maumee Valley is the gift that keeps on giving. Number 4, leave room for the cracks. Now, this piece of advice is specifically for any one of you all who's sitting up there and was like me. You on the stage, you have everything all figured out, your life is totally planned, your future's fully formulated. You know where you're going to school, what you're going to major in, what grad schools you're going to apply to, and what you're going to do with the next 10 to 12 years of your life. Don't act surprised, I went to Maumee Valley, I know there's a few of you like me. You're hyper-planned, super organized, incredibly goal-oriented, and driven towards success. And that is fantastic. But leave some room for the cracks. Make room for the in-between. Allow yourself the space to learn and grow and change your mind. Leave room for new ideas, new opportunities, new skills, and new friends. Sure, good things happen when you have a plan and a path to follow. However, from my experience, the best things happen when you leave yourself open to a little adventure. For example, if you would have asked me in the fall of my senior year where I was going to college, I would have told you Duke University. Everybody on this campus knew I wanted to go to Duke. Then my dad took me on a recruiting trip to Howard University, and I fell in love. I wasn't expecting it. It definitely was not in my plan, but it was in the gap. In the space that I left for just a little bit of adventure, I found Howard University. And in going to Howard, I met one of my best friends who introduced me to her friend, who's now my husband. And he is definitely one of the best things that ever happened to me. So even though it's stressful, and I know it's stressful, I'm a list girl, I get it, and it's a little bit unnerving, leave room for your plan to change, for new directions, and for pivots. Leave a little room for the cracks. Number 3, remember, I'm still figuring that out is a perfectly acceptable answer to just about any question. Are you undecided about what your next step is? Unsure about what you're going to major in? Have no idea what you want to be when you grow up? I'm here to let you in on a little secret. It's totally fine. No, really, it's okay, I promise. Grown-ups, me included, are master illusionists. We act like we have it all together, like we know what we're doing, like we've got it all figured out. I'm here to blow our cover. We don't. I'm standing here at 39 years old in front of you, and in the back of my mind, I'm still like, how did I even get here? I regularly say to our 3 children things like, I don't know, I'm not sure, and I'm still figuring that out. Because none of us have all of the answers. And as we continue to learn and mature and grow, we will get more of the answers, but none of us will ever have all of the answers, ever. Plus, if more of us were open and honest and upfront about not having all of the answers, we would avoid making massive mistakes while pretending to know what we're doing. So if at nearly 40, I don't have it all figured out, please know that at 17, 18, and 19, It is perfectly acceptable for you not to have it figured out. As I said before, you will be fine. Of this, I am sure. Number 2, get your groceries. I know this sounds strange, just roll with me for a minute, okay? When I got to Howard University during my freshman business orientation, I was introduced to Mr. Harold Gray. He was a big, tall man with broad shoulders, silver hair, a salt and pepper beard, a twinkle in his eye, like Santa Claus level twinkle, and a deep, rolling voice. He stood on the stage without a microphone and commanded the attention of every person in that auditorium. During his remarks, he reminded each and every student in that room to make sure that we didn't leave without our groceries. Think about it. When you grocery shopping, you go with a list. Right, I heard someone say it, good job. You walk up and down each aisle, carefully making sure that you grab everything that is on your list. You even double check the list before you go into the checkout line to make sure you didn't forget anything. There is no world where you go to the grocery store with your list, walk up and down the aisles, and then leave empty-handed. Treat this next phase of your life like that trip to the grocery store. Sure, you're going to encounter a lot in the next chapter of your life. Many of you will be away from home for the first time, living in college dorms and apartments, and giving the chance to do any number of things. But remember to get what you came for. If you're going to trade school, get the skills. If you're going to college, get the education. And I don't just mean hit the books and get good grades, which is good, but also get the full experience that college has to offer. Build the relationships, ask all the questions, learn to advocate for yourself, and grow. Whatever it is that you are doing in the next chapter, do not leave without your groceries. And number 1, always ask yourself, what's the best that can happen? How many times have you looked at a situation, weighed your options, and thought to yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Probably a lot, right? Many of us utter this phrase without ever giving it a second thought. Then we run a list of worst-case scenarios and make our decision based on whether or not we can withstand any of the really crappy scenarios that we just invented. If we can withstand it, we move forward with the decision, and if we can't, we don't. I want you to challenge that thought, what's the worst that can happen, and flip it on its head. What if instead of asking, what's the worst result possible, you ask yourself, what's the best? Now that changes everything. My best friend asked me this question in 2015 when I was deciding if I wanted to date my now husband long distance. I'd rattled off a million reasons why we would never work. And she stopped me and said, yeah, but what's the best that can happen? It stopped me in my tracks and made me rethink the entire situation. And each year on our anniversary, I always tell the story and proudly say that I'm living the best that can happen. Since that time, my friends and I constantly challenge each other by asking, but what's the best that can happen? What's the best that can happen if I finally decide to take my styling business seriously, or pitch a book to that editor, or reach out to the movie producer? I won't give you an exhaustive list of all of the great things that are happening, but I will say my business is flourishing and tracking to 6 figures. My BFF is publishing her 3rd book this fall, and our other BFF has an Oscar hanging on her bookshelf. All because we thought to ask about the best case scenario, not the worst. So now, I'm asking you, the class of 2022, what's the best that can happen? What's the best that can happen if you change your major? If you do take that really tough professor's class? If you go after that internship that's usually reserved for upperclassmen? What's the best that can happen if you sit at a new table at the dining hall? Or if you take a gap year or 2? Or add a non-major class to your schedule? What is the best that can happen? If someone were to come to me and ask me right now, what's the best that can happen? I'd tell them to look at each and every member of Maumee Valley's graduating class of 2022, to look at every single one of you, to take in every single world changer on this stage, and then I would look them in the eye and say, this is the best that can happen. To the graduates, I challenge you to take that in and enjoy this moment. Really believe the words that I'm saying to you, and trust that as you journey on, I will be rooting for you. Your friends and family will be here to support you, and Maumee Valley will always be an incredible foundation for you to build upon. And always, always, always remember, you will be just fine. To the class of 2022, good luck, Godspeed, and congratulations.
The best that can happen. I love that. Thank you, Erica. I now invite Diana Block, President of our Board of Trustees, and Dr. Molly Masick, Head of Upper School, to the stage for the presentation of our diplomas.
In keeping with school tradition, we ask the family of each graduate to please rise when your child's name is called. Members of the class of 2022, come forward to receive your diplomas. First row, please rise. Muhammad Riyad Abdelghani. Joshua Town Abercrombie. Maya El-Masri. Yazin Mohammed Al-Nasur. Tallulah Brennan Arrigo. Gabriel Archer Begeman. Elena Kate Blyer. Isabel Ann Broman. Jaden Ethan Burnett. Arthur Chen. Minhua Chen. Austin Robert Corns. Jeremiah Benjamin Lewis Davis. Suhung Dung. Jocelyn Grace Dixon. Nina Mershandani Desir. Hoda Elahinia. Aaron William Evans. Ariana Arwen Fall. Please be seated. Second row, please rise.
Oh, I took mine up.
Benjamin Ernest Sweet Fischel. Wesley Warren Foster. Jonathan David Gensler. Pranay Nath Goyal could not be with us tonight. Yuning Han. Max Kevin Harmon. Garrett Xavier Henry. Sophia Lynette Kaiser. Stephen Corwin Kilpatrick. Daniel James Konorick. Talon Walter Kuhl. Ahmed Lazarek. Grace Yuna Lee. Brian Lee. Rodrigo Bohm Lima. Kevin Anderson Ludwig. Jayla Cassandra Charlene Lumsden. Ansi Ma. Sophia Irene Martirana. Naisha Geneva Mathis. Kate Montgomery McClellan. Please be seated. Third row, please rise. Maya Rose Mohanty. Zachary Michael O'Neill could not be with us tonight. You, Pan. Lara Popovich. Radek Prusa. Chien Ba Wei. Blake Lee Rockwell. Ian Joseph Ryback. Mohammed Atif Nahar Sawai. Alec Jacob Schoaf. Eden Elizabeth Sigliano. Filippo Cernezi Gori. Yufi Shen. Nicholas Robert Solomon. Horan Su. Tex Rose Taylor. Antonia Elena Villa. Mia Nicole Westphere. Kevin Yu. Hanson Jung. I present to you the Maumee Valley Class of 2022.
Seniors, you can move your tassels. As we conclude our ceremony, I would like to invite you to stay standing as we sing our alma mater. And Tallulah and Aaron are going to come forward to lead us in our singing.